African Summit of Addis Ababa on January the 31st this year, new moments of intense feelings as Africa never knew before. A summit with a status of ovation on the arrival of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, a historical moment. Beautiful is the day when we go back home after a too long absence. It is beautiful when we carry our hearts towards the liked homeland. Africa is my continent and my house. I'm finally back home and find you with happiness. Missed all of you. About 4 months later, Morocco enters the ECOWAS, the Community of Africa Western States with high expertise in numerous sectors: banking, insurance, farming, among others. Morocco, first investor in Western Africa, will constitute for the countries of the ECOWAS a platform to reach the European market and will allow this grouping to widely benefit from the experience of the kingdom in various fields. Europe is nearby. Casablanca is only 2 to 3 hours of flight from European capitals, and it is 3 to 4 hours of flight from the heart of Africa. A certainly good geographical situation, but also an exceptional geostrategic and geopolitical position. Morocco, being at the heart of the Euro-Mediterranean, Arab and African zones, the plural Morocco is rich thanks to its diversity, as underlined by the constitution of the kingdom. The Kingdom of Morocco's unity was carved by the convergence of its Arab, Islamic, Amazigh and Saharo-Hassani components, enriched thanks to its African, Andalusian, Hebraic and Mediterranean tributaries. Morocco, highly anchored in its history, profoundly attached to its roots, keeps forward-looking, multiplying and diversifying partnerships and agreements of free trade. This African orientation of Morocco is already in realization in various fields, to begin with the most important and most urgent, that of the food safety. The Sharifian OCP group of phosphates set up last year its OCP Africa subsidiary dedicated specially to the creation of companies of agricultural processing and production of fertilizers adapted to the grounds of the profitable countries. 14 African countries knew the creation of companies of fertilizers of this subsidiary OCP Africa, and a mega project of production of fertilizers will see light in Ethiopia, with high investment of about $2.5 billion, a project which should allow to cover all of the needs in fertilizers of this big agricultural country. OCP Africa also developed in Ivory Coast specific products for the improvement of the agricultural yields on cocoa and cotton. A big factory of fertilizers will also see light in Nigeria. The project was the object of a memorandum in Abuja at the beginning of last December, then an agreement at the Royal Palace in Rabat on May 15th of this year.
Who would have imagined that 8 weeks after that commitment was signed, phosphate produced here in Morocco was already being blended into fertilizers for agriculture 2,000 miles away in Nigeria under the program known as the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative. The program has revived several moribund fertilizer blending plants in Nigeria. It has so far created thousands of direct and indirect jobs, ensured that our farmers have access to good quality fertilizer at an affordable price, and all this well before the start of the planting season.
It's a win-win for both countries. The cooperation between Morocco and Nigeria makes so much sense. It is something that we're very happy about. So it's an economic benefit for the South-South. The truth is this: countries in Africa can create better intra-Africa trade.
Africa is at the heart of the orientations of the Kingdom of Morocco for the strengthening of South-South partnerships, public-public and public-private, or rather private-private. Hundreds of agreements were signed thanks to the many royal tours in the continent. Morocco also initiated the biggest projects of the 21st century, especially in terms of win-win partnerships in Africa. A gas main which originates in Nigeria to cross numerous African countries, putting as a priority plan the rural electrification, with projects of sustainable development and investments for job creation in the sectors of industry, agriculture business, fertilizers, and new technologies. It is in the Presidential Palace of Abuja, in Nigeria, starting last December, that His Majesty King Mohammed VI and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammad Buhari, chaired the inaugurating ceremony of the project of realization of a gas main to connect the gas resources of Nigeria, those of several countries of Western Africa and Morocco, and also Europe. Less than 6 months later, both countries signed in Royal Palace of Rabat the agreement of implementation of the project.
We have signed the ambition MOU to develop the gas pipeline from Nigeria to Morocco, which will increase value chain across all the country that he has passed.
The interest reserved by His Majesty King Mohammed VI to Africa is strongly underlined in the royal speech of the 41st anniversary of the Green March, the speech announced by His Majesty the King at the capital of Senegal, Dakar. Dear people, if I addressed you the same day last year from Laayoune in Moroccan Sahara about Africa, I address you now from the heart of Africa about Moroccan Sahara. This speech, pronounced from this welcoming earth, translates all the interest for our continent. The African policy of Morocco does not limit itself to the West and Central Africa, but has a continental dimension and includes all the regions of Africa. The big construction works introduced by the Kingdom of Morocco on the ground of the South-South solidarity and the win-to-win cooperation takes into consideration the environmental dimension of the sustainable development in Africa. At the very moment when Marrakesh and the World Summit of the Environment was held in the village of the COP22 in Marrakesh. Not far from this village, the Conference Hall of Marrakesh sheltered the African Summit of the Action initiated and chaired by His Majesty King Mohammed VI, a summit with well-defined objectives.
I have taken the initiative to invite you to this summit so that our continent may agree on a common approach to fighting climate change, as well as on actionable measures for sustainable development. Bringing large-scale regional and transnational projects to fruition is the challenge I'm inviting you to take up.
Morocco is among the world leaders of the renewable energies, with the realization of the biggest technological multi-solar power plant in the world. Not far from the city of Ouarzazate, on the south side of the High Atlas and near the desert, Noor Light displays large panels of about 3,000 hectares. Noor Ouarzazate counts 4 technological multi-solar power plants. Noor 1 is functioning since 2016. Noor 2 and 3 will be soon functioning, and Noor 4 is under construction. Once finished, the complex Noor will have a 582 megawatt capacity. The Moroccan solar plan aims to produce 2,000 megawatts to be added to the thousands of megawatts planned by the wind and hydraulic plants. Morocco has already made a commitment to carry the global part of the renewable energies in the energy mix to 52% by the year 2013. Morocco's expertise and know-how will be shared with African peers. Moreover, Morocco is strongly involved in the 2 large-scale projects of sustainable development in Africa. The cleanup and the development of the Crocodile Bay in Ivory Coast and the rehabilitation, the protection of a canal of more than 700 kilometers in Madagascar, the Pangalanes Canal. This titanic project, along with that of the Crocodile Bay in Ivory Coast, is conducted by the Moroccan agency Marchik Ahmed. The transfer of expertise and guaranteed know-how, a mega project which was at the heart of the Memorandum of Agreement Morocco-Malagasy signed in Madagascar last November. Less than 6 months later, the committee of the project was holding its third meeting in Rabat.
Vous savez, le roi du Maroc avait indiqué pour principe.
As you know, the King of Morocco has indicated that Africans should have trust in African competency. In this framework, we congratulate you for this project that will be carried out not only by the Moroccan technology and technicians, but also by the work of Malagasy technicians in order to put into practice and give an example of the principle called by His Majesty King Mohammed VI.
On va travailler de concert pour que ça puisse être vraiment une réalité et un exemple dans la mise en application de ce principe du roi Mohammed VI.
Moroccan politics in Africa appeared clearly during the interviews of His Majesty King Mohammed VI and the French President Emmanuel Macron during his friendship visit to the kingdom.
Nous devons travailler ensemble davantage. Nous l'avons évoqué, je souhaite que le Maroc puisse prendre part, et c'est, je crois, le souhait du roi,
We will work together. I think that Morocco can participate in the work we are doing, and we can do it together. In this framework, the entrance of Morocco in ECOWAS will facilitate our work and our policies in various countries to develop our partnership in education and energy. Our companies will be in competition, but they will work in cooperation, and our work should be coherent. And I think we will conduct this following the African policy. We will not be similar, but the benefit should be shared.
Mais il faut que nos stratégies soient, elles, cohérentes. Et je pense que nous pouvons conduire dans la même direction des politiques africaines qui ne sont pas totalement similaires, mais dont l'objectif et les finalités sont largement partagés.
Morocco also develops an important know-how in the field of high technology, thanks to a whole industrial strategy based on the promotion of what is called world businesses of Morocco. Cars and aeronautical industries mainly. In 2016, Morocco develops industrial ecosystems. Nissan, Renault and Citroën, Peugeot for the car industry and Boeing for the aircraft industry.
Our shared vision and mission is to develop a broader ecosystem for aerospace and manufacturing in Morocco. To achieve this, we are signing a significant agreement to enable more foreign investment and development of the aerospace industry.
Tangier Medport is specialized in developing car industrial activity destined to export.
C'est un moment symbolique.
It is a symbolic moment. Morocco has produced and exported 1 million cars Renault. It constitutes 10% of Renault production worldwide.
Qui constitue 10% de toute la production de Renault dans le monde.
Tangier Medport is the most important port in the African region, Arab and Mediterranean region. The geographical position of Morocco is a privileged one. The north of the kingdom is nearing Spain and south of Europe, and here the Mediterranean Sea narrows until reminding of a lagoon, at a point to be able to distinguish clearly the first Spanish land in front of Moroccan close sight in view. Morocco being the African champion of the renewable energies. Europe is nearby. Casablanca is only 2 to 3 hours of flight from European capitals, with an already fruitful partnership with China. The Chinese operators chose the city of Detroit to launch a large scale of projects. The Mohammed VI Tangier Tech City. The presentation and signature ceremony of the draft agreement for the realization of this mega project was chaired by His Majesty King Mohammed VI last March, a key project by the Chinese group Haiti, and which illustrates an example of Sino-Moroccan partnership. The choice of the city of Tangier to implant this project is not for random. The city benefits from a privileged geographical possession, only 15 kilometers from Europe, benefiting from an important infrastructure, the port of Tangier Med and the multiple surrounding zones. Indeed, the city of Mohammed VI Tangier Tech will be set up near the biggest Africa transfer port, the Tangier Med port.
Tangier Med 1 has the capacity of 1 million containers, and we have consumed the capacity of container spaces. We are waiting to open Tangier Med 2, that will have the capacity of 6 million additional containers starting from 2019. The choice of the city of Tangier to implant this project is not for random. The city benefits from a privileged geographical possession, only 15 kilometers from Europe, benefiting from an important infrastructure, the port of Tangier Med and the multiple surrounding zones. Indeed, the city of Mohammed VI Tangier Tech will be set up near the biggest Africa transfer port, the Tangier Med port, and thus the Tangier Med port aimed to accompany the industrial development and export of the Mohammed VI Tangier Tech City. The project involves the existence of 200 Chinese companies operating in cars manufacturing, aircraft industry, the electronic information, textile industries, manufacturing of engines, and other industries.
C'est véritablement le développement.
It is really the development of the most industrial zone in the world. Today, we make no more industrial parks. We make industrial cities, which are extremely technological, from where the name of the city. This project aspires to extend on 2,000 hectares, receive 300,000 inhabitants, and create, for the 10 coming years, 100,000 jobs. It is aimed to realize investment of the order of $10 billion, that is, 100 billion dirhams for a period of 10 years.
Un investissement colossal de l'ordre de 10 milliards de dollars, c'est-à-dire 100 dirhams sur la période de 10 ans.
The future city will establish a leading economic hub turned to the African countries, strengthening the royal vision of a mutually beneficial South-South cooperation.
Ce projet n'est pas seulement pour le développement du Maroc.
This project is not only for the development of Morocco, it is a project signed for the development of Africa, and all the production in this city is for the export towards Africa, but also towards Europe, where we have agreements of free trade, and also towards America.
Et aussi vers l'Amérique.
Morocco, a kingdom with a great history, is forward-looking, though remaining very attached and proud of its roots and heritage, as perfectly shown through these images. In the ancient Medina of Fez, monuments and World Heritage restored, and as declared by the UNESCO.
Je suis venue ici pour exprimer ma profonde admiration et mon respect à Sa Majesté le roi Mohammed VI pour tout ce qu'il a fait.
I'm here to express my profound admiration and respect for His Majesty the King, for all what he has done for the protection and preservation of heritage, because it is our world heritage, and as Director General I salute and admit what His Majesty has initiated, because it is his leadership that lead to the restoration of the madrasas, which is magnificent of the 13th and 14th centuries. And what attracted me in this, that His Majesty is knowing the details of everything, and knows all, and he has honored the experts and architect handicrafts who have worked here and did a good job to save this magnificent heritage that we know very well.
Les architectes, les artisanats, tout ce qui sont contribués à la protection de cette culture, de ce patrimoine magnifique que nous connaissons très bien.
world.